uh, for the HR module look like. And I remember in your mail you said you wanted just to see the interface and its flow of operation, and that is what I want just to take you through. So you can check here. This is where you can actually employ all your employees. That is in terms of taking their biodata, and this is where you can actually do your employment. Like you can see, these are some of the examples of employees that have been employed here. Okay, there you can see those employees. And one thing you also realize that the system is able to support your images, so that you're able to pick somebody's photo and also upload it within the system and append it to his or her biodata. So these are some of the things that you can actually be able to benefit and take advantage of. So likewise also, if you can see, if you have branch 2, same way also branch 2, you'll have all the employees of the branch 2, and this is how they will actually appear. Now, how do you input data? You simply say here new. Okay, so you simply just say new, and then a window like this will appear. So there you select if somebody is a Mr. You can indicate all the details, the addresses, the birth date, gender, race, maybe if they are B. And I know, like in Kenya, people are very sensitive in terms of race, tribe, and all that stuff. So this is exactly what happens, and this is where exactly you can define that, and then of course you can upload the picture and you can also indicate the employment or the date of hire, and then you can indicate which branch they're supposed to be hired to, or maybe they're supposed to report to who. And then at the same time also, you can indicate the guarantors. So guarantors are those people who brought them into your company. Sometimes there are some companies which have policies of having fellow employees bringing new employees, or maybe it could be even a political leader, or even a government somebody or a provincial administration. So you can indicate there, and then also you can indicate what we call the guarantee limit, which is just, this is an emergency money that the employee saves within the company, so that in case of an emergency, the employee is able to access his own funds and be able to use it before even requiring for a loan. And then of course here, this is where you set all your salaries, which category, you define the category. If he's a general worker, then you can see all the monies that are categorized there. So if you want to add any other allowances, you simply click there and you add whichever allowance you want to give this employee. I hope I've set an allowance here. Let's say an allowance like that one. I think I don't have many, but if you have any allowances that you've set, you are able to add it there, and it will also appear there. And of course, if there are any other non-taxable allowances also, you are able to indicate there, and also be able to apply to that employee. And then of course there is a tick here you're supposed to put. So this tick here you're supposed to put so that when you click the payroll processing button, then automatically the system will be able to process payroll for this particular employee. But if you don't input a tick here, then you will only get other perennial reports other than just the actual calculation of the payroll processing that has just occurred. So of course here you can define the attendance also. Okay, you can choose either if he qualifies for a daily attendance, or if he does qualify for an hourly attendance, or if maybe he's a director, you can put them in a director's mode. So this is how you can. And then of course here you can define the operations also. There are several operations, and these operations are indicated as per the Ministry of Labor. So the government has defined very nice operations for each and every job class, which is supposed to be within your system, and already we've put that for you. And then of course when you come to statutories here, this is where you will indicate their PIN number or the pay number, and then of course down here you'll indicate their NSSF and their NHIF numbers here. So all this you'll be able to indicate them there, of course. So once the data is full, as per what your HRs will require, that is when now you just say okay. So that one now you'll have saved the biodata of this employee. You can see the name of this employee, and then the branch at which he belongs, and the name of that employee, that is where he is. And you can see also this is how his data will actually appear. So if you have any other document that you want to append, you can simply attach those documents. Like, let's say if there are qualifications, which degrees in terms of a degree, okay, you can indicate those degrees there. If he has a degree, a certificate, or a diploma, you can actually be able to indicate, and even the mean score you can indicate. Let me say, like, for example, this one is just an example, and then I will say okay. So it will also indicate there that this guy is a degree holder, and he has first class honors or second class honors. If it is a diploma, this guy had a credit or a distinction. You can be able to, I think I need to done this, and then say, just say honors here, because it's a degree. So I'll just indicate that there are several honors. So this is where you can indicate all your biodata here. Okay. So once you've done that, the next move now is to check the attendance. And of course, if he's an employee who has been with you for quite some time, there are those attendants that they normally go through every time they report into your work premise. And this is not necessarily writing into an Excel sheet. Yeah. So I think the name was he. So let's say this is where he is, and you can check also the branch, and also you can check the template here. Daily time, this is supposed to be reporting as from 8, and then leaves the premise or the work at 4. That is his time, the time schedule that he's been indicating. So on a daily to day basis, the HR maybe will be coming to this daily attendance manager window and select maybe this branch. You select the branch, and then you check the attendance of this guy. You can realize that if I select different names, you can see the picture also changes, because that is those are their pictures. Yeah. So you can see even their pictures changes. Okay. So this is just for the branch. So if I come to the headquarter here, this is now the headquarter. You can see if I select the name, the picture also changes, just like that. The picture also changes. You can see, that is how it is. So you end up not actually employing ghost workers in your company, because there's a situation whereby you will have 2 employees who almost have the same names. Okay, who almost have the same names, and you may not actually be able to differentiate them. And the only unique identifier you have is the ID, and you may not actually have time to go and check like whose ID and all that stuff. But now, if you have images, then it is easy for you to be able to identify. If it is Geoffrey, which Geoffrey is this? Okay, so you are able to identify different employees by their pictures here and all that stuff from whichever corner of your branches they are operating in. So this is also one of the scenario. So like you can see here, this is the guy we've just employed. Okay, so there is a scenario here. If you want to, normally they get also lunches. You are able to assign these lunches here. Say now this guy, as from this date, paid lunch. You can indicate there, paid lunch. This is where it is indicated, and then once you say okay, so it is already indicated. So let me just check somewhere here and see if at all I'm able to assign something there for them. So if it is him, let me just come here and check, for example, okay, you can see now the date of the attendance, and then I can select which branch is supposed to be checking in. So if it is at the branch, I will put a tick there. So restricted attendance on public holidays. If you want to restrict attendance also on public holidays, you can also indicate there. But let's just put him to be able to check in in just one specific branch. And there is also something here I want to check. Here there is let me see here. Okay. So that is it. That is what I wanted just to clarify. So now let's assume that this guy had actually attended last month. So I will indicate here. So let's say I'm trying to process, because we've actually employed him. We've set a template, attendance set template for them. And now we want actually to give them some attendance. So the processing, I'm doing it for last month. Okay. So you'll say that, and then you just say this on. Okay. Now bear in mind that because they'll be using their own biometrics, so this thing, what I'm doing here, it will be automatic. As long as they swipe their cards, okay, or they swipe their fingers, then automatically those days will be counted. But for now, since I'm not using the biometric, that's why I'm just trying to show you the real picture of everything, of how things are going to be. So okay, let me just do it again. Okay, let me just do it again here. I'll just put a tick and then bulk update. Then it's telling me the contract period has expired. Okay, this is an employee whose contract period had expired. So I think I need to update his contract first before we do this payroll processing for him. So I will select which branch. Here it is selected all, but I can just go to a specific branch so that I get him. He is here. I just put a tick here, and I will say renew. Okay, so this is how we renew the contract. I can jack him from probation and then put him a permanent basis from today. So I don't want him to be on contract anymore. So I've now transferred him from a contract to permanence. Okay. So I will, that one now, the permanency is beginning today. So what happens, let me go to that attendance again and give him this. Okay, so I will update that. I'll select a month. Okay, so I'll just refresh this month and then turn this on. And then I will come here, select this tick, and then back update. So I've actually updated everything. So there it is. You can see we've restricted attendance on Sundays. So every Sunday is not coming. It's a holiday. That's why you see it is not ticked. Okay. So and these are the calculations of his remunerations, or the monies, or the salary that he's supposed to get. So this is the calculation. So let's go and look at the pay slip. So I will come here after doing the attendance. Then I will come here to payroll processing. Just come here and process his payroll. So I will select his name. So this is the guy. Select the name, and of course I will check the month at which I'm processing. Make sure it is last month, because if you process today, the system is intelligent enough to tell you that the month has not ended. So it is last month we are processing, and then you make sure you put this tick here, so that if there are any other deductions that are supposed to be done, it can be put there, and then you can also put there also post to accounts. Put that, and then I will process payroll for this month. I will say yes. So you can see within just a click of a button, you are able to process payroll for over like every employee within just seconds. And they are each and every employee and their transactions are thrown to their specific, or they are posted to their specific account. So you can see as of today, that was last month, you can see this is the payroll processing that is actually being done. So let me select the date of today is, let me check. Okay. So this is global, So I will select, this is the branch payroll. Okay, so we'll check here. Then I will come here and select the employee. So you can see this is the employee who've done the payroll. You can see now the month here. Now sometimes you'll be confused, you'll be like, why is it not appearing? Because you've not actually selected the month at which you are processing. So you have to select the month which you are processing, then make sure you refresh it, and it will have to appear here. So, okay, let me just go back here a little bit. I'll select this employee. I don't know if I really ticked that, I gave that tick. Salary, okay, you see now the reason as to why that was not appearing in the process, the payroll process. So you have to put this tick so that when you process payroll, this payroll will actually be able to appear. So I'll have again to go back, go to attendance, do monthly, select him. Okay, but don't worry, this process will be automated. It's already automated. I just want to show you the vivid scenario of what exactly happens, because sometimes when an automation is in place, you may not actually be hands-on on what is happening. You just see things already automated and all that stuff. But now, this one now shows you exactly what really happens, yeah? So if you go back here, then I will do a payroll processing. Okay, now you can see if you're processing for all the staff, you just leave it here as all the staff. But now if it is for an individual, you can just redo it for an individual. You just put it there, and then you check the month, and then of course you tick here and say okay. Say that okay, then you do a payroll processing. So it's just a matter of seconds, and then it will be done. Okay, you can see, matter of second, it's done. So that is your payroll processing. So we can see here, and then let's check his name and see if at all everything has been reflected. So select the month here, then refresh it. You can see it's already processed. You can see it is reflecting. Okay, so initially it was not reflecting because we had not put that tick there, but now that we've indicated, you can see all the things that are actually here. So if you come to payslip here and you print the payslip, and this is how the payslip will look like. Yeah, it's printing. So that is how the payslip will look like. You can see here payslip, and then when you go down, you can see the name, and of course even the image. Okay, and then you can see also the basic. You can see what has been indicated there. You can see also everything here, leaves and all that stuff. And then of course, once it is printed, the employee will have to sign there. That is the employee's signature. So that is how the payslip will look like. Okay, that is how the payslip will look like. So please, if you have a question, just please indicate so that I don't leave you behind. Okay, so that is how the payslip will look like. You can check how the payslip will look like. So that is how it will look like, and of course you are able to print it. So there is also the staff salary history. You can check here. Maybe this guy that we've just, you can check through a graph and know his salary history, because for quite some time he's been out of work, and that is why you see the salary for the first time today. I've just done a demo for him, so that's why the salary is showing. The salary is constant. So if I check somebody like him, okay, you can see there's also a difference for him, because his salary has been going up kidogo, coming down, going up, coming down. So that is how I don't know if I've processed it for this guy before, because it's a demo. I normally do it for individuals, but for your company it will not be like that. For your company it will be just a global. You do it for all, and then it goes that. So if you want to check salary progress for this employee, you are able to check. And this is one of the tabulations that helps most HRs to be able to know, or if you want to decide to add people salary. So this is where you come and check. And the graphs, you can either choose, either the graph can be in that way, a block manner. It can be also in a 3D or 2D. It can also be, if you need those combinations, it can be, or if you need even a pie chart format. So you are able to play around with those graphs like that. So mostly, but most people, and for me, I always like the linear one. Okay, the linear one. I always like the line one. So yeah, that is how you are able to do or process a payroll with the system. Exactly. Otherwise, if there is any question, please, I'll give time for any question now, and you check me later.